growing up, how much do you feel that you've developed a voice inside of you that is right and wrong, that tells you things that are right and that are wrong? Raise your hand. MC of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. When I was a child, I knew that my sister had a very bad temper. So I decided to push it a bit. And I always made sure that I pushed the right buttons. And during this period, I knew that my parents would find these jokes very funny and very cute as well. And during that time, I needed this comfort. I needed a comfort of feeling that I was brave, not really stupid, and also funny. And that comfort gave me this opportunity to have my parents see me in a different way, both brave and funny. That carried me into 7th and 8th grade, which were two of the worst years of my life. I just came down to Florida from Chicago, and I tried to make friends, but it just didn't work. When the lunch break came, the boys would always tell me to sit at a different table. So I tried to sit as close as possible, table next to them. And the voice inside of me was telling me to be humble and to be kind. Yes, it did hurt, but the voice inside of me was always louder than all of the rudeness. When it came to high school, I was excited to know that I was the center of attention. Who was the center of attention in your school? Raise your hand. There you go. And it made me excited because I got along with everybody in the school. It just seemed that the kindness and humility that the voice was telling me to do back in middle school was actually paying off. College was a bit similar to high school. I said hi to everyone who walked past me on the campus. Who does that? Who just has that natural ability to just, hi, hey. That was me. I was the king of that. And when that happened, some people thought of me as kind of annoying. And even if people didn't reply back to me, I still did it anyways. Because I didn't want them to feel that same lonely feeling that I felt back in middle school. The voice inside of me was telling me to do something, but I didn't understand it at the time. Throughout the stages of my life, I learned that I didn't always want to listen to the voice inside of me. Not all the time. And there were times where people thought I was kind of dumb for treating people really nicely who talked down to me. For these examples, like in middle school, when they told me to sit somewhere else, I decided to listen to the voice inside. And it paid off in high school when I was the center of attention. And in college, when I didn't want to say hi to everyone, but I decided to anyways. And I knew so many people that it helped me get jobs afterwards. And it seemed that this voice was always preparing me for something later on. And you may not understand it now, but you'll always understand it later. I've realized that I've always wanted to do the right things. And that always coordinated with my own voice. And to do the right things, it sent a signal to me saying, I have big plans for you. Plans to prosper you. And to give you a future. And it gave me big adventures in my life. Can you relate to this? Tell me if you feel that right now you're relating to this. Yes?
Yes.
And I've been in Bahrain. But before coming to Bahrain, my friends and family in America were telling me, don't go. It's dangerous. There's people who wear thongs. But I decided to listen to my voice instead. And it paid off, because this was the place that I met my future wife. And at 30 years old right now, I've had many surprising accomplishments. I've traveled to 35 countries. I've hiked Mount Kilimanjaro. I survived 17 days in the woods by myself. I've run 2 marathons and 3 half marathons. And hopefully, Toastmaster Costin can relate to me in the future and reminisce about it later. But a lot of people who I say this to, maybe their first impression is, wow, it's pretty impressive. But I know that the best response to that is, I only listen to the voice inside. That's what made me do all of those things. It's just a step-by-step process of saying yes to the right things and saying no to the wrong things. Very black and white. There's no gray area. It may not be the result at the time, but you will know later on. Dear friends, if you feel that you have lived your life where you only listen to your own voice, and you've never listened, and you've never put the opinions of others, especially the people you care about the most, you didn't put that in front of your own voice, and you've probably just lived a life where you really want to see how far you truly go. Can you relate to this? Yes or no?
Yes.
You may not always listen to that voice, but if you have something better planned inside of you, then say no. Because the voice inside sings a different song.